Hey guys, Matt Pagosian with Kerr & Company Realty, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about the 5 things that you need to know before buying land. All right, the first thing I want to talk about is the home site. So when you go to look at land, you need to think about the type of home you want to build, the size of home, do you want a basement, and look at that land and make sure there's actually a good place to build the home that you want. That's very important. Don't just assume you can build any type of home anywhere on that property. Number 2, this is the second thing I want you to look for, is utilities. So the utilities that I want to talk about are power, then you've got water, and then you've got gas. So don't just assume that you can get those easily and inexpensively, because a lot of times that is not the case. Power, even if it's up at the street or if you see a pole nearby at a neighbor's property, that doesn't necessarily mean that you can just run a line to that and have the power go back to your house. You might have to get an easement, your neighbor might not agree, and then, well, you got to come up with an alternative. The good news is Middle Tennessee Electric and the other electric providers are normally pretty good, and they will help you figure out how to get power to your home. The next thing is water. Normally you're going to have water up at the street, but you're going to have to get a tap, and then you're going to have to run a line all the way to your home underground. That costs money. So that's another thing you need to think about when you're placing your home. All right, this is cool. We're way back. We're 5,000 feet back into the woods. Well, you're going to have to pay for that water line to go all the way back. The next thing would be gas. A lot of you live in subdivisions and you're used to just having natural gas. It's really quite the luxury. You can just get it hooked up to your house and it's there, and easy does it. Really easy. When you live out on land, normally they're not going to have access to natural gas. So what do? You can get propane. Propane's a great option. If you do get propane, you need to think about where you're going to put the tank. They can bury it, they can keep it above ground, but you just need to think about that and know where you're going to put that tank. The next thing I want to talk about is sewage. Just like natural gas, a lot of times when you live out in these rural areas, they don't have access to public sewer. So what do? You need to have the ability to get a septic system at your house. And to do that, the land needs to be looked at and approved. It needs to have the appropriate soil to be able to absorb that water, wastewater. So that's something you really need to think about. If you get a reputable soil scientist to come out, they check the area and provide a letter stating that they found a spot that they think would provide the adequate soil and drainage for a septic field, then normally you're in pretty good shape. If you don't have that, then your guess is as good as mine. And then the fourth thing I want you to look at is gonna be the driveway. If you're looking at a piece of raw land and it does not have a driveway already, you can't just put a driveway wherever you want. The highway department is going to come out and they're basically going to tell you where you can put a driveway that is going to be a safe spot and it's going to abide by all the rules and laws. So you need to think about that. A lot of times there's property where there's a crest of a hill and the property starts right here, so they're not going to want you to put a driveway that is too close to the crest of that hill for safety reasons. And that's the same thing if there's a big corner. They don't want you to have a driveway right around the other side. So think about that when you're looking at property, and make sure at the very least that you make the phone calls and get it checked during your due diligence period. All right, and then the 5th thing, and certainly not the least important, is gonna be financing. Financing land is different than financing a home. Most lenders don't do it, so you don't have a lot of options. In addition to that, normally they want more money down. They're only going to let you go for 10, 15, maybe 20 years at most, and the interest rate's not going to be as good. So you really should start off with checking your financing. Make sure you can get it. Make sure you have enough money to put down to be able to get it, and make sure you're okay with what the payment's going to be, because that's equally as important as all these other things. So, all right, guys, I hope you guys found this useful. Once again, my name's Matt Pagosian. I'm with Kerr & Company Realty. If you're thinking about buying land, just make sure that you think about these 5 things, because I'm telling you, it's really important, and you don't want to get yourself in a pickle down the road and not be able to get out of it. All right, thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Bye.